Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we are looking at the paperclip known as Martinsville Speedway, so strap in and let's get to it. For this run here, and just like you'll be doing on the race for sure, you're going to be shifting into fourth gear on the straightaways and then downshifting into third gear into the corners. The gearing in this car, if you try to run third gear, you're chipping well before probably a quarter of the straightaway. So you give up a ton of time if you just try to hold third gear, and if you try to run fourth gear all the way around here, you're just so slow and bogged down in the corners, and it's hard to get the car to stop. So fourth gear on the straightaways, third gear in the corners. With that out of the way, the technical stuff to Martinsville. This is very much a rhythm racetrack. It's a pain in this car. Passing is incredibly difficult. Um, it's the the way you can drive this car. I mean, you could just beat the hell out of it. The short track tire that we have um, is very hard, so the tire doesn't really fall off much. You're almost running qualifying laps from the start of the run. It's still important to take care of your stuff as always, even with this short track tire. Um, you know, when you're in traffic, you can, you know, back up your corners a bit. You don't have to charge as hard. I think the biggest thing still is just being nice and easy on the throttle, getting off the corner. You can full throttle it even in third gear. You can just mash it and not spin the tires. But the thing with Martinsville is, and I'm going to try to, I made a point to talk about this. When you're trying to get off the corner, you'll know, okay, if you pick the gas up a little bit too early, okay, you're going to push. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you pick it up. If you pick the throttle up a little too soon, the front of the car wants to take off up the hill. Okay, so it's important that when you're trying to get off the corners, just wait that extra second. Okay, if you can just wait that extra second and wait till the nose is pointed down the hill and then get on the throttle, you're gonna get a better run, and you're not gonna have to break use of the throttle trying to get off the corner. Okay, if you start building the gas too soon, um, what's going to happen is like you're going to be in the corner, wheels turn, and if you're before the center of the corner, you get in the gas and you got to lift out of the gas, wait for the car to come back down the hill, and then get back in the gas again. Okay, where if you could just stay patient and wait that extra split second, once you get in the gas when the car's pointed down the hill, you don't have to come off the throttle. You could just keep that momentum built and get a good launch off of the corner. Okay, and it's important for passing too, because if you're trying to pass, typically you're going to be on the inside of somebody, and if you're under them and you get in the gas too soon, you're going to push up and you're going to door them. And with how fragile this car is in the rear end, um, it could easily spin them out. Not like it's intentional, but if you get in the door and the back of the car steps out, it's really hard to save. Okay, um, there's not a whole lot more to it. Braking is all about comfort. Um, you'll see in the in-car here, I'm not lifting much farther than the start finish line. I feel like if I try to drive it any deeper, I either lock the left front up or I don't get it slowed down in time and I end up pushing way up the track. Okay, so you got to find that comfort zone. Everybody's is going to be different. Everybody can handle driving the car in deeper than others. Okay, like this is a prime example. I got in like a touch too hot and I just couldn't get it to the bottom. Ultimately, you're trying to wrap the curve. That's the fastest way around here. Always has been, always will be. We'll talk about a little different line that you can use after the quiet lap. Okay, guys. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick. I didn't demonstrate it because this is something that you do well into a long run here at Martinsville. But if for whatever reason you find yourself in a long run and you're by yourself, you don't really have anybody around you, you're not trying to defend from anybody, a different line that you can do is the diamond. And what that is later in the run, you're lifting, you're obviously going to back up your corners a little bit because of the tires, but you don't use as much brake. you're using the speed of the car into the banking to help slow it down, but you kind of push up entry to center, and then center off, you get it to cut back down towards the curb. A little bit of a diamond. It doesn't really work well on new tires because the grip of the new tires, you just wrap the curb and you're just as fast anyway. But for a long run, it kind of helps take the wear out of the right rear, or sorry, take the heat out of the right rear. It's just a different line that you can use if for whatever reason you're in a long run, you don't have anybody around you. It's just a way to save your tires and save your equipment. Okay, guys, other than that, it's Martinsville. You're hard on the brakes early. I recommend practicing or at least running a handful of laps because it's very easy to overstep the boundaries of this car. If you put too much brake into it initially, you're going to lock the left front up because as the car slams to the track, the left front, it doesn't take much, but the left part of that splitter, as soon as it hits the racetrack, it basically just locks the left front up. So you're on the verge of diving it in hard without using too much brakes so that you don't lock the left front up. Okay, it's a fine line, but it's a very much a rhythm racetrack once you get into it. And this car does reward over driving in a sense. So you can get away with a few mistakes, but there's also some that you can't. If you touch the curb, it's probably going to spin out. And if you overdrive the corner and start wheel hopping, it's also going to spin out. So again, it's important to find that limit, okay? And everybody's limit is different. That's why I recommend just running a few laps beforehand, okay? Um, yeah, with that being said, that'll just about do it for this video. I think I covered everything I wanted to. If there's something that I may have missed or something you want clarification on, as always, please leave a comment down below. If you find that this video is helpful, please consider leaving a like, and as always, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can see these videos every Monday when they're posted to the Maconi YouTube page. Alright guys, best of luck this week, keep it clean, and we'll see it on the track.